Alright, what's up guys? Got another HoN Tour Season 3, Cycle 2 of Gold Division replay cast. Simon Losers Bracket Round 4, Adrians Familj taking on TwFu, and should be a good game. I am flying solo today, as none of my dedicated co-casters have been able to join me. A little too bad there, but we'll probably have a ton of content today, as we got Cycle 3 coming up relatively soon, and there's still a lot of series to cover, because I was like, oh, I'll do one a day, that'll be plenty, and I'll get through it. And just, nope, that was wrong, should have done more. But probably would not be surprised if I ended up doing just like a ridiculous amount of casting today. So hopefully you guys will join me. If not, VODs will be up on YouTube, and there should be a lot of content dropped there as well. But these guys both busting through this picking and banning phase. So Revenant and Magmus getting taken out by ALG there, and Silhouette and Cthulhuphant being banned by the guys on TwFu. So not too much craziness going on with the bans. First ban Revenant, I think, is a little bit odd. I'm not really sure if I agree with that. Strong hero, no doubt, but I kinda don't think he's first ban material worthy, especially when you have something like Swiftblade, Parasite, Rhapsody on the board, and you'll see two of those heroes actually did get picked up by the Legion team. So I guess maybe they had a plan. So yeah. Oh, this is offline. Twitch being weird, maybe.
Torturer.
That didn't update anyway, so this is what happens when I try to do something.
Master.
And these are the silences that you get when you're solo casting sometimes, because I'm also trying to take care of Twitch stuff. And looks like we're much better now, so that's nice. But Legion side and Hellborn are both really going through this very quickly. So let's just go over the picks real fast. Those matter a lot more than the bans. Parasite, Swiftblade, and Torture getting picked up here by the Legion side. Glacius, Kraken, and Puppetmaster by the Hellborn. So TwFu looking good. So does Adrian's Familj. At this point, I think I like the Legion draft a little bit more. Parasite, obviously a very strong hero. It does give away that you're jungling, of course, but it's not that big a deal. Swiftblade can be Suicide, or he could go in that short lane. Either of those would work quite well, and of course Torture, a very strong babysit hero, so I hope we see him as the zoning support in the bottom lane. Could definitely be in middle as well. Other of those are realistic options. Hellborn, meanwhile, picking up that Glacius, Kraken, and PM, so another bunch of strong heroes over there as well, really. And of course Puppetmaster, a very powerful short lane carry, almost always the role we see him in, but could certainly be in the middle as well. Kraken, definitely versatile. All three lanes are open to him, though he doesn't really Suicide all that well, so I really hope that we see him in the middle lane, possibly with that Glacius, although I kind of expect Glacius to be babysitting Puppetmaster in the top. So you can see the Legion side now, ALG banning out the jungle heroes, and Tempest and Ophelia going to be the first ones right out. They want to force the Hellborn side into a dual support strat, which is generally a little bit less effective than the jungle strat, and we'll see how that works out for them. Ophelia, notable that didn't get picked up, of course, because Archie Tiger does play that hero very well, and pretty typical to see the guys on TwFu pick that if they can get it within the first three picks. And really with the Glacius, I'm not sure it was necessary to pick that, especially over an Ophelia, and especially as a first pick. I mean, I do want to use it to counter the Parasite, I understand that, but they could have picked it second, maybe even third. Kraken, often a hero that'll make it through the second banning stage, and could certainly fit the Legion lineup, so maybe they were going to go for that themselves, but don't really feel like Kraken was super necessary here. Perhaps they just really want the superior magic stun to stop the Swiftblade in his spin, but it's not going to be that effective, especially because, you know, Swiftblade's been much more about early game and the laning phase, and Kraken with the superior magic stun won't have that until a little bit later on, and may not even be laning against Swiftblade. In fact, I'd be kind of surprised if he was. So, I mean, the Kraken pick there, I think, a little bit questionable, but it is still a strong hero. It's just a matter of, was that the best pickup right there? And I kind of think no. LG going to finish off his bans here with Gauntlet. Meanwhile, Hellborn have banned out Rhapsody and Bubbles. So Rhapsody, of course, would fit their lineup, but I don't think it fits the guys on the Legion side too well. They already have Torture, almost certainly going to be a support hero there. They could, of course, run as a carry, and then suicide the Swiftblade, but that would, I feel like, screw them up more than anything. So I don't feel like Rhapsody would be a great pick for the Legion side here, and it would be a great pick for the Hellborn side. I get that they just don't want them to first pick it out of the second banning stage, and it makes sense in that capacity, but I don't know if they were in any real danger of actually losing that hero to the guys on Adrian's Familj. And just with how strong Rhapsody is, it's difficult for me to say, yeah, you should ban that hero if you have a chance to pick it up. But I don't know. We'll see. Flux going to be the 4th pick here, and I like that actually quite a lot. Flux a really, really underrated hero, very strong in the middle lane, very, very tanky, and he's going to provide strong initiation presence for this Legion side, which they don't have too much of, really. Swiftblade is a decent initiator. Parasite can do some stuff too, but he's so single target that you can't catch a whole bunch of people in a stun and then allow the rest of the team to follow it up. And as a result, perhaps not the best initiator, but Flux no doubt going to fill that role, and I would expect to see a suicide here with their last pick. Not sure which one it's going to be, but Plague Rider was the 4th pick for the Hellborn side, as I assume that's going to be their second support option. Could still be a suicide with Kraken in the middle and Puppet Master in the top lane. So they're still a little bit flexible here on the Hellborn draft, and obviously that's a very good thing. Always want to keep your opponent guessing. They could pick up a second support, they could pick up a suicide, they could potentially pick up a mid lane, they could even pick up another short lane hero and put Puppet mid, Kraken suicide with the support Plague Glacius. I don't think they're going to do that, and I really, really wouldn't like it, but it's theoretically possible that they could fill any of the 5 roles on a team at this point, except for really jungler, except Solstice, yeah, Legionnaire still available, so there are some off-the-wall junglers left that they could still utilize. And Slot Please there on Twisted Fusion in the captain position. I think having a really good draft so far. I like his picks, and Pebbles actually will be the last pick for the Legion side, so I'm not quite sure how they're going to lane this. I assume it's now going to be a Suicide Swiftblade, which is fine, and it will be the Lego for the Hellborn team. And I think that's going to go into Slot Please's hands, yeah. So I think he is their jungle Lego player. He is also often their suicide player. They do switch up roles quite a bit here at Twisted Fusion, which I think does keep the enemy team guessing occasionally. If you can't quite tell, especially for a hero that can fit multiple roles, whether or not a player is going to be mid or suicide, because they can do both, that's going to give you a pretty significant advantage, especially in the laning phase, maybe force some rotation within their team. But Legion side real quick, again, because I don't know if I like this Pebbles pickup, actually. On top of the Parasite, who already provides plenty of burst magical damage, he will give them some more initiation potential, which is nice. And I should turn on auto-skip pause here. So, sorry about that, but much better to do it now than have to do it later and just sit there for pausing. Obviously not a good thing, but I actually wouldn't be surprised if they run the aggro dual lane here either. Swiftblade's a good suicide. In fact, he's very, very powerful in that role. I'm not sure how much this team has experience with running it, and you can't just throw it in there and expect it to succeed, but level 1 Kongor, in fact, is going to be the decision here, and they should be letting Lego take these hits because he's got spin. So, I don't know. The idea that they're not going to need that damage or want that damage or whatever. So yeah, you see Lego here taking the brunt of the attacks. Health pot gets put up by Kraken. Obviously, Kongor not stopping because there are not free heroes within range. And Kraken is free to just get the health pot off now. It's Legionnaire's turn. Kraken will tank. So this is going to be a level 1 Kongor. Pretty much no doubt about it. And the Legion side will drop some wards here. Most notably this one, which will block the easy camp on Legionnaire, and that's not entirely crippling. They can get around this, especially if you get some nice spawns in the medium and hard camps, Skeleton Kings in particular, that allow the Legionnaire to take a bunch of auto attacks without taking very much damage and get a whole bunch of spins off. Kongor about to fall. I think they used maybe 3 or 4 health potions there. And it's going to go a token in favor of Archie Tiger, who's headed to the middle lane, no surprise on that. Glacius probably going to be joining him, Suicide Plague Rider here, and the solo top Puppet Master, who's going to be up against the aggressive tri-lane, in fact, as Parasite will go to the enemy woods, and it's going to be a Swiftblade Torturer top lane with a solo mid Pebbles. They're going to have to rotate this pretty much immediately. There's no way Pebbles is going to do too much up here, and PM versus Swiftblade should be mostly okay, so yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see Torturer rotate towards mid, Looks like that's what's going to happen, perhaps. He's at least hanging out in the woods here. Legionnaire realizing his camp is blocked, and it looks like he's going to head to the Legion jungle? No, maybe not. Just heading right back. So he does have a Skeleton King here. Maybe he wants to stack this camp.
Don't run away.
Maybe not. So that is a favorable spawn, no doubt, for Lego, and going to help him quite a lot, because those little skeleton guys don't do too much. So in fact, the rotation will be from Hellborn, as they send Glacius top to support this BM, and good force there from the Legion side as they make Glacius make the transition. In the meantime, that'll leave Kraken versus Pebbles in the middle lane, and Kraken already taking a fair bit of damage. Of course, he does already have the token, so not a big deal here. If he dies, he can play a little bit more aggressive than Pebbles can as a result. And honestly, I'm not even sure if that the health pot was a great move right there. I guess there's no real reason to waste the token, but now he might not get to use it. Of course, Kraken's just relatively tanky. And here, it doesn't have too much mana either, so I'd like to see him, you know, use all of his mana, take a bunch of damage, use the token, come back with full life and full mana, and then be able to spam once again. Bottom lane, meanwhile, can be the Suicide PR versus a Flux, and with nothing in the woods, Plague Rider should have a really good time down here. He should be able to get lane control with the Continuous Extinguish, and more importantly, going to deny a lot of experience to this Flux. So level 4 as a result of the Kongor kill, currently sitting at 500 experience per minute compared to Flux at just under 300, and that's just not going to get better. Like, even if Flux gets the last hits here, Plague Rider can focus on denying, keep Flux's levels down, and short lane Flux, I'm not really sure if this is the right move. This hero does so well in the middle lane, he's such a great initiator, but he's not really a carry, and we do see a fair bit of teams running an initiator type hero in the short lane. Magnus does. Anyway. Well, I don't have a co-caster here, so I can just go backwards. And Lego, yeah, just gets caught out by the Torturer and the Parasite. Nice find there on slot, please. Perhaps should have given him the token. But 241 gold per minute for that jungle Lego, and 350 GPM now for Parasite as a result of that first blood. Torturer also going to transition to the middle lane here, and Kraken, he's not really going to be in any trouble because he's got the token, but we'll see if they try to do anything about this. Torturer's rotation means that Swiftblade is alone in this top lane, and I'm kind of surprised they're not going to get a little more aggressive on him. Kraken is taking a lot of damage here, drops the Torrent onto Torturer. And sorry. They're trying to burn the token here without using stuns. Quite a regen rune there from Kraken as well. Bottom lane, meanwhile, actually, Lego comes down here and managed to get the kill on Flux. So Salem here at 365 gold per minute. Mini Beaver at 175. He is crushing this lane. Like, Plague Rider isn't just winning here. He is absolutely dominating the short lane Flux, and that's going to be a really big problem because, like I said before, Flux not really a carry hero. He's not a hero that you're like, oh, he's got a bad early game, it's fine, he'll recover. He needs to have a good early game because he needs to have a good mid game because that's where he's the most powerful. And actually, Parasite getting caught out here by the hold and the couple more auto attacks. Yep, Whiplash there will help finish it off. And time to die. The carry picks up the last hit there, although I think he's often played as the Suicide as well. So Twisted Fusion definitely, you know, switching their roles up a fair bit. And getting a kill there. They're pretty damn far ahead at this point. 2-to-1 hero kill advantage. More importantly, though, 2,200 gold and 3,400 experience. That Kongor kill obviously paying a lot of dividends. But more importantly is this bottom lane where Plague Rider is just absolutely demolishing this Flux. And Flux not even getting the last hit on the cannon there. Legionnaire looking for the bottom rune. We'll find if it wasn't a refreshment. And also drops a health pot, so wouldn't be surprised to see him gank bot once again. Plague is level 6, so with some creep support. Obviously, could get some stuff, and I think it's gonna creep wills. Anyway, and Plague Rider ultimate, looking for it. There's a TP coming, as well as the Torturer. Gonna have the leech down, and Legionnaire now gonna be in a lot of trouble. The Plague ultimate bouncing all over the place, getting eaten by creeps. Will it bounce back to Flux? No, it won't. He's just gonna hide here, gets pushed away and killed. So. Nice rotation there from the Legion side, and cleans up the kill. They go a little bit greedy on the Hellborn, and as a result, Flux is going to get back into this lane. He will be forced to go back and still under 200 GPM, but it's, yeah, that's not really what they wanted, so, that's going to get quest really fast. looking to figure out how I hide my mouse on screen, which I've gone back and forth on whether or not that's good, but I do kind of like it. I don't remember exactly where it is, but anyway, top lane. Release the Kraken there on top of Pebbles, but is he going to get anything out of this? Charge back into the wall. Glacius coming in, but there's the stun. Thunder Blast onto Pebs. He's got a bottle, so he's going to use that regen, and we'll see if he can get this. Nope, Torch going to turn it around, and there goes the impalement damage onto Kraken. He's in a lot of trouble. There's a leash coming out as well. Perhaps Torch going to pay for this, but no, actually, he's pretty easy. Nope, Glacius actually also in a lot of trouble. Might be... they want this Swiftblade coming through, and they just don't have the damage. So, we'll see. I really want to find this too, because it's a good question, and I don't remember where it is. But... anyway, over here, looks like Parasite getting caught out by the Kraken, and he will just be able to run away. It's in here, yes. Okay, question answered. Should be able to get back to this. It's nice that it's been relatively passive, so... Anyway, stuff's going down. This is what happens when you solo cast, especially because now I'm used to actually having somebody else along with me, so it's getting harder to do this by myself. But Parasite gonna find Glacius, might be in some trouble. Yeah, gets the face hug there, and Glacius gonna be in a lot of trouble. Yeah, that's gonna be an easy kill with a double damage rune.
Massacre!
And there's a spin onto Kraken, and the release Kraken be dropped onto Swiftblade's head will be enough. Here comes a port, but the stun right onto Plague Rider's face, and speaking of IMs, I should do that. Just in case people start messaging me randomly, because there's like 4 people. But anyway, missing that up there. And once again, with the backwardsness, they do kill Slot Fleas with the nice chain reactions. Swift Slash there on Glacius, so he tries to go for the Swiftblade. That was a bad decision. And top lane tower actually dies thanks to Time to Die, who is really just free-farmed here. 430 GPM, and he's doing... pretty well. Sorry, I was halfway through a thought, and then Jesus Christ, this is fantastic. I'm just doing such a great job right here. Oh well. Flux in the bottom lane, still getting shut down really, really hard. 214 gold per minute, and they gotta rotate him. Like, he's not doing anything here. He needs to start transitioning. They need to put Swiftblade in this bottom lane, because Swiftblade's at 225 gold per minute. And, oh, nice counter ward there, actually. Manages to find a ward of sight. Kraken not really sure what he wants to do about it, but he does finally kill it. And we'll continue to clean up this creep wave. But anyway, I don't know why this... I guess Swiftblade, he's got lane control now, but he shouldn't be as active as he is. I feel like Pebbles has Portal Key now, soon. He's got 300 or 280 GPM, so it feels like he should have it relatively soon. I guess it is only 10 minutes into the game. But actually up top, release Kraken onto Torture. Gonna catch him really fast, and that'll be an easy kill. Haste Rune on that Kraken obviously means the support Torture. Not really much he can do about it. Anyway, I'd like to see a little bit more focus on the Swiftblade as a carry. He's continuing to sit top. It's a little bit dangerous for him. He could take this bottom lane away from Flux, which would be fine. And Flux could rotate, try to set up some kills somewhere else. Because at 210 gold per minute, he's just really not having the type of impact he needs to. And, I mean, ALG, like, I think he is their typical carry player, so perhaps they're focusing more on Pebbles, but he's not really going to carry in the same sense that the Swiftblade can. And Mini Beaver is their typical initiator as well, so I feel like he should be looking to play that role and moving around the map. Instead, he's just sitting and trying to farm the bottom lane, trying to recover. But by the time he does, he's going to be a lot less effective because his spells just won't be as good. So, I mean, it's a balance, of course, between I don't have any farm, so I can't do anything without farming, and I don't have any farm, but I need to do something anyway. Kraken gonna get pushed away by Flux because in the bottom lane they're initiating onto Plague Rider and they're gonna kill him. He gets the Plague Ultimate off. Lucky bounces for Torture. No, not quite there, but Kraken get a port and the Torrent will go down with the kill. So they do get the counter kill there onto Mega Beaver. They lose Salem. More importantly, in the middle lane they were going to initiate on Kraken right there, and the Flux pulled the Kraken right away from them, so pretty much saving his life, allowing him to teleport bot and pick up the kill onto Mega Beaver. Bit of miscommunication, not really on the same page. Legionnaire here, getting caught out by the Parasite that chuck right on his face on Swiftblade. Gets the nice easy kill. And again, time to die, just free farming up in the top lane. He's been so inactive actually over here. Swiftblade will catch out Douchebag Mac on that Glacius, so I could go back and find that, but pretty easy. Yeah, the ulti timing, really bad. Anyway, bottom lane looks like Flux might get jumped on Assassin Shroud PM, so that's where all that farm went, and there goes the Voodoo Puppet. He's in so much trouble. Easy death there on a Mini Beaver, so they're really just focusing on locking down this Flux, and Puppet mastered to go the Shroud, so he's absolutely going for a little bit more of an offense-oriented build after sitting in the top lane for so long. Wouldn't be surprised to see Kraken take the top farm, maybe even the jungle, as PM now has the ability to be a little bit more aggressive with that Shroud, both in terms of where he farms and whether he's trying to set up kills or not. I'd also like to see these Ancients being stacked a little bit more. They haven't been done really at all. They only have the one support in Glacius, that's true, but they've got PM who loves it with the Whiplash. They've got Legionnaire with the spins also, so they could really do Ancients very effectively, and they're not really utilizing it. Teleport coming in middle. They want this initiation, but they're not quite going to find it. Kraken backing off immediately, and that will be the end of that mid tier 1 tower push. So, Portal Key about 500 gold away for this Pebbles. He'll have it at a pretty reasonable time here, 327 gold per minute. And of course, going to look to set up kills on the Hellborn side, but that's going to be relatively difficult, really. Legionnaire and Kraken obviously just both naturally very tanky. Mystic Vestments on both of them. Puppet Master's got 1,000 health. And he's currently not even on strength. Is he on strength boots? Yeah. So he's currently on strength boots. Now Parasite with the Wild Hunter, so providing plenty of scouting information. But again, just does not have the follow-up initiation at this point because Flux is so under-farmed. And really under-leveled as well. He's only level 9. And you look at 2 level 2 ultimates on the Hellborn side. The Legion side shouldn't be taking this. There goes the Release Kraken, not really catching anybody, but the Flux pull in not doing anything either. Glacius ultimate doing plenty of damage on top of the Plague ulti. There goes the Puppet hold on Pebbles. He's also going to die. Swiftblade taking a bunch of damage off to the side here. Torrent goes down, and the right clicks are coming through. Contagion finishes him off, and ends up being a 3-for-1 in favor of the Hellborn side. And like I said, Legion should not have been taking that fight. If you look at the Legion side, or Hellborn side, now they have 3 level 2 ultimates, but they went in there with a level 2 Voodoo Puppet, that was used, a level 2 Release the Kraken, that was used, and that made a big difference. Meanwhile, the Legion side, no level 2 ultimates,
a Legion
and
tower.
that's just not a fight that they need to be taking at this point, so I don't know. Seems to me like they can't be doing that sort of thing, but hey. think they pretty much learned their lesson right there. 12 to 8 hero kill advantage for them still, but they are down in both golden experience, and a lot of that experience I think comes back to that conquer kill. Like, if they didn't have that 2.5k experience might well be 0, and as a result, that level advantage the Hellborn side came into in that fight, which was very, very critical, may not have existed, and it could have turned things around. So, I don't know. Not really a fan of what went down there, but yeah. And Torch going to stack some camps. Pretty good, actually, managing to get both of those stacks off swiftly. We'll have to spin on away, as PM was coming in with the Shroud, but not really doing too much. Gonna end up porting right back to base, grab some mana. Bot tier 1 being pressured a little bit here, but not that big a deal. As actually in middle lane, they will manage to catch out Kraken here. He is silenced, but he's gonna have to charge up in a second. Release the Kraken gets dropped, and Pebbles could be in some trouble now, as he's gonna be countered with the nice teleport rotation. Flux ultimate used, but doesn't really matter there. Very late anyway. And they will get the counter kill onto ALG. So he does have his portal key, and he tried to use it there, I assume, on the Kraken to try to kill him. But again, like I was talking about before, these guys on the Hellborn side, very, very tanky. And it will be the Conquer kill right there. Here, going to be taken out relatively quickly by the Hellborn side. Really nothing Legion can do about that, especially without their Pebbles. And actually going to drop a Glacius there. And Parasite, no, not going to be charged all the way. Legionnaire just scaring him off. Top lane, meanwhile, going to be initiating, not really initiation, but pressure from Swiftblade. As he's looking to do some damage on this tier 1 tower that has really taken almost none. So, good push there, and a counter initiation. And gonna push this tier 1 bot. So yeah, bringing up the PK issue. You know, Hellborn side, Kraken and Legionnaire, 2 heroes you'd expect to have a portal key relatively on, and neither of them going for it quite yet, as they have gone for a slightly tankier route, and I agree with that. With the Pebbles and the Parasite in this game, they just need to make sure that they can survive the initial burst, and after that, the Legion's damage is basically 0. Like, they just don't have any. So, if they jump the opposing team with a bunch of PKs that make them a lot squishier because they spent 2k in an initiation item like that, then they could very well die in these fights, and obviously that's just not good. So if they just sit there and wait, and they're like, fine, you come at us, you put all your magic damage onto these big 2 tanks in the front that are going to eat it and be fine, and then we can counter with charge, Kraken ultimate, call from Lego, as well as obviously Plague Rider, Glacius, and Puppet Master with their various damage and various ultis. And yeah, Sustainer and Puppet, so I guess he's going for a Nullstone. I think that makes sense, actually. Gonna stop Swift Slashes. It might stop Toss if he plays it wrong. Gonna stop all sorts of stuff from Parasite, as well as the Flux things. And actually, there, Douchebag Mac on Glacius getting killed. Not a big deal. But double-stacked Ancients being taken here. Very, very, very important, obviously. And this was brought up before, but, you know, why you stack Ancients if you can't take them? It's a good question. I don't feel like this Legion side can take Ancients at this point. But anyway, we do see the push once again from the Hellborn side. Have lost Glacius, but they stole Ancients and they still have a token. And currently PM's token at 2.5 minutes. So gonna be a tier 2 tower here in middle. That's going to be the drop there, so Nullstone should be finished up on Puppet relatively soon, unless it wants the Gendro first, but yeah, there's a Nullstone, and I like that pick, like I said before, and it's still relatively early for him. In fact, he's got 485 gold per minute, so definitely a force to be reckoned with here. They're going to try to push to tier 3, and they can do this. You know, Puppet still has 2 minutes on the token, and we've got Glacius back in this fight, so this is pressure that the Hellborn side can put on the Legion base at this point because of that token on Puppet, and because of the initiation potential, or the counter-initiation really, from Lego and Kraken. If they jump to Puppet and they kill him, which is pretty unlikely I think at this point, they can still get, you know, the counter kills, and they can come right back and take the fight. So Nullstone there on PM. There's a charge onto Flux. They will also drop the Voodoo Puppet, and they release the Kraken. Ultimate from Plague Rider going out, doing a ton of damage. They will get both kills on Pebbles and Flux. Boy, I just can't talk at all. Swiftblade here, gonna get jumped by the Glacius Freeze, but Swiftlash is eaten by the creeps, and very, very bad. There goes Torture here, going to be initiated on, but a nice counter there for Pebbles as he has the buyback. The Voodoo Puppet is onto no, that was on ALG there. So Pebbles, Jesus Christ, I can't even freaking talk. PM here taking a lot of damage, but of course he has the tokens. They're going to kill him. He'll come right back up. Kraken in a lot of trouble actually. He's going to die. Buybacks galore here for the Legion side as they also use one on maybe run that Flux. They will finally chase away the Hellborn side. Voodoo Puppet goes down there and actually like, fine, we'll just counter kill you again. Swiftblade gets the puppet show or the hold on him, and there's the auto attack, so they're gonna be able to finish him off. He's got the Ghost Marchers, and PM with the Shroud. One more, 2 auto attacks. No, actually, nice juke there. Off to the side here, Salem on the Plague Rider does die, and it looks like time to die. Not really interested in continuing that fight. I don't know if Douchebag Mac actually died there. He didn't. He just backed off. So successful defense there for the Legion side, but they do use 2 buybacks as a result on some pretty important heroes in Flux and Pebbles. That Pebbles, most importantly, he's a 300 GPM. He's basically just got a naked portal key here. And if you look at the Hellborn side, there isn't anybody who took the Glacius that he can kill. We've got Vestments on 3 heroes, as well as just too much health on Puppet Master, as he's going for the Shrunken Head. And I like that pickup in this game at this point. Definitely going to help him out quite a lot, and he doesn't really need any more farming items. He's got plenty of defense with that Shrunken and Nullstone. That's basically going to be impossible to kill him, and then the Assassin's Shroud on top of that. But PK on Kraken picked up, and we're going to have one on Legionnaire relatively soon, currently at 1,200 gold, so I wouldn't be surprised to see that before the 25-minute mark, as he's looking to kill triple stacked Ancients here. Gonna wait a second to stack them, just kill them, and then Regen Rune actually on bottom might be very helpful after he's done. I do want to note, too, warding situation. Hellborn have the one ward in the top lane. The Legion have got this one near their Ancients, and the one in the middle lane, but their jungle is totally exposed. When you don't have a tier 2 tower in middle, and you don't have a tier 1 tower in bottom, these camps here are entirely exposed. The Hellborn have total access to them because by the time a teleport comes in and you rotate, they're just not going to get there. And these 2 far right hard camps are pretty well exposed as well. I guess this one, the pole camp here, not particularly dangerous, and this one right in the middle of the woods is okay because of the tier 2 in bottom lane, but I don't know, in general, I'm really concerned about the lack of vision for the Legion side. They will drop a Word of Rev there, and Regen Rune going to be bottled up by Kraken as the Ward site was placed in the bottom river. Glacius also fixing some of that ward problems, but you know, he can be a little greedier. He doesn't have to have as much vision because they're up right now, and they should know it. So he will, you know, still have the vision, and good on him for doing that. Torch going to drop a really, really deep ward here, and they might not, or they might know something about that. I don't know if he was spotted by this wave here. But anyway, middle lane actually, Flux can get jumped. At least the Kraken gets jumped right on top of him, so his ultimate not going to do too much as he can't not move. And Kraken, Archdagger can pick up that kill. So they get the jump on the Initiator. They also call him to burn his ultimate. Not that long cooldown here at 70 seconds. And just about a minute away from coming back. By the time he's up, it's essentially going to be back anyway. Bottom tier 2 being pushed in by Torture and Pebbles. And, you know, one thing, we haven't seen too much of this Pebbles actually try to gank. Despite the fact he really can't, there's a Voodoo Puppet and Pebbles is dead. And Torture also going to be in a lot of trouble as well. So, Puppet Master just says, yes, I'm going to kill both of you and deny this tower. And as a result, 3 heroes dead for the Hellborn, or 4 of 3 heroes dead on the Legion for the Hellborn in favor of them, I guess. And that's going to be a tier 3 here in middle. They don't even have Puppet Master, but it doesn't matter. Swiftblade gonna do something. Actually, no, double jump on both him and Parasite. Swifty taking a lot of damage. Gonna have to spin here. Will block a lot of that ulti from Plague Rider and the buyback there. as they come in from both ALG and Mini Beaver. They will get the 1 cleanup kill, actually the 2, and it looks like Plague Rider also going to fall here. So 3 kills in favor of the Legion side. And the buybacks, actually I think it was just ALG that bought back there. Flux did just naturally respawn, so I don't even know what I'm talking about. As the Shrunken is completed there onto Puppet Master, and middle lane, they're going to start to push down here a little bit. Puzzle Box is up on Parasite, and that's a level 3, yeah, so pretty big deal there. Obviously that's going to give him a lot of pushing potential. It's going to give a lot of presence in these fights. And this mid-tier 2 dropped really fast. You can see those Parasite Ballista auto attacks just crushing that thing. Actually, no, completely missing that. As Mega Beaver can get caught out here by the Booster Kraken. There's the Voodoo Puppet on top of it. Oh, Puppet. Just freaking wrecking him. So, mid-tower will fall here despite the use of the Glyph. And they do have multiple portal keys on the Hellborn side, but it's not going to allow them to have the initiation. Portal key also picked up on Flux. So, we're starting to get a bunch of PKs all over the game. Obviously, Pebbles has had one for some time. Looks like he's going to go for the Shrunken Head. No, actually a tablet. And... nope, I don't even know what I'm doing here. Anyway. Opening up random things. And looks like no, not gonna quite go forward. Fallacious could have been in some trouble there, but will instead back off. But Tablet there on Pebbles, obviously gotten because of the Kraken ultimate. As they just need a tablet on somebody. And apparently he's the only one who's able to get one, but there's the initiation onto Parasite. Could be in some trouble actually, or not, because there's a counter jump, and he's going to get inside the Puzzle Box minion. That's going to be really bad, but an ultimate coming out from Plague Rider, going to wreck everything. As actually the Puzzle Box minions ate a fair bit of it. Legionnaire just barely going to, nope, die. They do get the counter kills there because Puppet Master is just awesome. And they will also get the kill on Mini Beaver. Swiftblade here spinning, trying to do something, but Puppet has the Shrunken up. And there's the, actually in the background, Parasite managing to finish off Kraken as well. We'll see if Swiftblade can get out of this. No, Voodoo Puppet is there. And does he want, yeah, he wants Parasite first. Or both, yep, both work. Contagion Nuke go down there as well, and there goes the kill on Swiftblade. So ends up being a genocide for the Hellborn team. They do lose both Legionnaire and Kraken, so their initiators are gone. Puppet Master going to be a little bit squishier in these fights as a result. Nobody to tank that damage for him. But he's currently sitting at 1700 health. He's got the Null Zone and the Whispering. No, he doesn't actually have the Whispering Helm. What am I even talking about? So no, the Whispering Helm. That's a little bit curious for PM. But we'll stop the push there, as they don't really have the team presence to be able to take this tower. Well, I don't know, maybe they could have taken it. Pebbles was coming back up in a second, so I guess playing a little more safe than sorry. That's completely fair and understandable. And Plague Rider here going to clean up this middle lane. He is down to 284 gold per minute, so despite that really, really good start, he has fallen off a little bit. And third Kongor kill. Going to be the focus here for the Hellborn team. PM coming in there with the Shroud. There is no vision from the Legion side, but they seem somewhat aware of it. They drop a ward right there. They definitely have noticed. Nope, Flux can get caught out by the Plague Rider, or the Legionnaire portal key. And there goes Pebbles with the initiation, but the Nuke going to Glacius, and there's a pretty easy kill as well onto Torture. So Glacius ult does damage, and that's going to be a free Kongor now because they've gotten a couple of hero picks. Should be yet another token on the Puppet Master, as well as Bananas. Wouldn't be surprised to see those go on either Kraken or Legionnaire. Probably Legionnaire, he's got a better open slot. Kraken has a bunch of items he probably doesn't want to drop. Although, you know, Lego is only 14, and Kraken is already level 17, so either of them could be good. And it looks like it'll be Lego. That'll pick up the Bananas and the token on Puppet Master. Off to the side here, Parasite was sort of annoying people with his Infest and the Portal Key. But I don't really like, honestly, I don't honestly like the Portal Key on Parasite. I don't really know why he got that. He probably needed something else. Over here, actually, Parasite going to try to get Glacius, and he will get it. Also picks up the Haste Rune. Yes, there it is. And he should be able to get out of here as a result. Puzzle Box minions hanging around. So I don't know if he actually saw the wards here from the Hellborn team, but Ward of Rev will expire anyway. Middle lane push comes in. So they didn't have Glacius, but oh well. They will initiate right there onto Kraken. Obviously no bananas or token, but here comes PM in the middle of this fight, and there's the ultimate from Blade Rider doing all sorts of work, and PM is just sitting there right-clicking everything, and it's all dying. Swift Slashes come through. That's not going to matter too much. Flux jumping back in, but still nobody down the Hellborn side. Finally Archdagger dies. Token is used, and buyback used on Parasite, so no. It was at some point. Was it in that fight? Yes. Must have been. Yeah, it was. Parasite coming back with the buyout. And Legionnaire gonna take the taunt. We'll see if they can do anything. They really need to kill this freaking Puppet Master. I don't understand why they're initiating a Legionnaire with the bananas. Especially when he's Lego. When there's a PM in the background who's doing all the damage. But side cash will drop there. This looks like it is going to be Rax as Parasite and Flux don't have the damage. Nope, Flagrant actually going to drop here. And we'll see if they can get any counter kills. Flux will drop to the ultimate from Lego. And buybacks once again. Kraken coming back in. He also bought out and ported in. Parasite going to fall. He doesn't have a buyout. PM putting the strings, actually the Voodoo Pup there, onto Swifty. Chain reactions do just barely catch him, and he could be in some trouble actually. Charge forward. Nope, there's a Whiplash as LG wants the kill on his Puppet Master. No! Assassin Shroud there will stop the auto attack from Torture. Chain reactions don't connect. ALG really, really wants this, and Sloppleys actually has a quad kill. He's got the opportunity for Annihilation. And no, they will finally kill the PM. So, nice jump there from LG as they eventually manage to kill him. But takes a very, very long time. Buyback City on the Legion team. Pebble's the only one alive. This is going to be mid-racks pretty easily.
Has been destroyed.
Glacius might have to be careful. No, actually LG going to be over here. Will manage to catch... Nope. Legionnaire really wants this. Is it going to matter? I kind of doubt it. As, yeah. Pebbles getting in there. There's finally the taunt and the release of Kraken onto Pebbles' head. So the push book away. Is that going to help him? Is that going to save him? What's going to happen? Nope. Flux pushes away. Glacius really wants something nice portal key there though from Pebbles, and he's actually going to live. Flux might not be in so lucky as he wants to kill on Lego, but Lego's pretty damn tanky. Glacius off to the side. Now he's like, all right, I don't want this anymore. And Kraken going to charge away. Parasite coming back in though as the Legion side are respawning and porting to the top tier 2 tower. Looks like he finally will catch Legionnaire, and off to the side here Kraken also in a lot of trouble. Gets the chain reaction stun onto him. He's got no mana. Doesn't even matter as the mana burn is there as well, and they will get a couple of cleanup kills. So they do have a nice defense there from the Legion side. And doesn't cost them any more buybacks. As Swift Slash is actually going to Glacius, so he's going to die too. I don't know how it took him so long to get away from that fight, but apparently it did. And so they do take the middle racks, but I don't know. Bit iffy there in terms of whether or not the Legion side can survive in this, because basically now ALG's out of buybacks. Side Cash, Me Beaver, and Leaf only have one, and if they can catch somebody out that doesn't have a buyback, specifically Pebbles or somebody who doesn't have enough money for it, I feel like they can start to wreck face. This Puppet Master is just way too powerful. 622 gold per minute right now. And you look at the GPM charts here, yeah. Like, that's what's happening right now. It's like, look at the hero damage, and he's on top. Actually, Kraken just behind him, so Kraken doing some work here as well. But GPM, experience per minute, he's doing pretty good. 24. He's level 24. Second highest level in game is 19. By both Parasite and Kraken. He's 5 levels. He's got 5 levels on him. I mean, what do you do? Symbol of Rage finished up. So now he's going to be unstoppable. I don't think that they can kill him at all. There's a DD rune here as well. Kongor should be back up relatively soon, actually. DD will be bottled by Glacius. And Lego looking for something. They might find Swifty. Yeah. There's a Storm Spirit onto him, but he's going to get charged into it. And actually, the jump is going to be on PM. He's going to pop the Shrunken Head and a Symbol of Rage, though, and just start right-clicking everything. He's not going to die with that. Up. Parasite is inside the puzzle box smaller. There's the Voodoo Puppet onto Pebbles. He's going to fall next as the DD Rune is going. And the release of Kraken off to the side here, actually, onto Swiftblade's head. Gets charged back into the woods. That's going to be another kill over here. Puppet Master trying to kill his Torture. Can't quite find the angle. Just 2 shots him. But Parasite is over here. He managed to get away. They're just killing the wizard. And ends up being a 4-4-0. as the DD puppet with the symbol and Shrunken, impossible to kill. It's not possible. He's too tanky to kill him before he can get the Shrunken off, and then Shrunken symbol and he's fine. And that's going to be bot Rex. Nobody alive for 10 more seconds, and even then it's just a torture. There are buybacks on Swiftblade and Parasite. Obviously Parasite hasn't died, but if they want to save this bot tower, they're going to have to buy out on Swiftblade. That's torture.
The Hellborn had destroyed a Legion tower.
Bot Rex, I mean, obviously tower was already gone. And Lift's going to go off to delay them a little bit. They really don't want to use this buyback.
Has been destroyed. Legion Barracks has been destroyed.
I really don't like that decision. I mean, like, they really needed to take that fight, because now that's game. What do they do at this point? They've lost mid, they've lost bot. They're down 21.5k gold and 27k experience. Legion or Hellborn could just take this top. They don't have to do this particularly aggressively. They can slow push it. They've still got PM with all of their stuff. All of their cooldowns are up. And there's no situation where that's going to work out for them. Anyway, Legionnaire gonna taunt the Swiftblade there, but he will just run away. Flux pulls everybody in, and a really nice stun there from LG as well, so some good coordination. They will kill Slot Please right off the bat, but here goes Puppet Master. They needed to catch him, and they didn't. Now he's pounding in the auto attacks. There's 3 kills, and Swiftblade also going to fall here. That doesn't matter, and there's a CC vote. So, yeah, we're going to go through here, as that will be a pretty easy cleanup fight there for Legion side. They actually do manage to kill Mega Beaver in the end as well. I am going to throw up a splash screen for those of you
a Legion Barracks has been destroyed.
Interested in sticking around and checking out Game 2. Should be up here in just a